What's going on, y'all? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, and I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. So I put out a video last night, if you're watching this, and maybe a week later, a month later, whatever. But the video I put out prior to this was involving the idea of being prepared for a repair. You know, what are some of the tools I use to make a bigger job go a little bit easier? So we talked about that, and I got some great comments on that. A couple of y'all, and I really don't deserve to have as great of a group. I like the term group. You know, y'all in this group have some great ideas, have great comments, and I really enjoy that. And I got one in particular that I'm going to do a video on tonight, which we're doing right now. And he suggested something else that I'd like to do later. And another person commented something, so it's kind of exciting. You know, great for working through some stuff and getting some ideas. It's kind of a shared thing. So, works out, right? So, you know, the old tablet, great thing from Amazon for 60 bucks. You know, mentioned it in the last video, use this thing a lot now. Kind of hard to go back to a cell phone, you know, something so tiny. It's like, you know, every time I pull out the zipper, but, you know, whatever. Anyways, yeah. I'm stupid, guys. You haven't caught on by now, then, you know, maybe I can question y'all. But hopefully I'm entertaining and cute, you know. At least give me that. I mean, maybe you like to watch and point out the misfortune. Oh, look at this idiot on the damn YouTube. I get it. I mean, I'd watch myself and laugh too. Anyways, comment coming from Durakito. Hey, can you do a video talking about ASE certifications or certifications in general? Also, a video on which tools to get on a tool truck, or I totally butchered that. I apologize. Also, a video on which tools to get, tool truck brand, and which not to would be nice too. So definitely looking to doing the second part soon. And don't worry, for the guys that want to see the torque wrench video, that'll be coming up. I am the king of procrastination. So I'm a child. And thank God for shiny tools that keep me going all day. So with that being said, ASE certifications and certifications in general. Well, how much weight do I think they hold, in my opinion? Excuse me. Personally, I work on equipment, you know, concrete pumps, gypcrete pumps, trailers, bobcats, and occasionally the Dodge 4500, 3500, and a couple 2500s. And I got, what, 6 more Ford F450, F350s, and a couple F150s in the mix now. So it's a fun thing. I am not an ASE certified tech. I do not have any ASE certifications in general. I'm not a master tech, none of that. I'm just an average dude that likes turning wrenches, that's been doing it for a while, and somehow have the title of mechanic. I really wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid, but people told me you weren't that smart, and you know what? That's a great thing. Actually, I probably just shot myself in the foot. You know, I was just realistic as a kid. Definitely not smart enough to be an astronaut. So I gave up in 2nd grade with that. But certifications, I think they're a very important thing, mainly for the person who holds them. I mean, ultimately, you're looking good on paper. Yeah, you look good on paper. Have I met techs that have certifications and couldn't fix a sandwich? Absolutely. I've met some guys that have paperwork and documentation, and they definitely take a test. But if you ask them to fix a sandwich, they might put the mayo and mustard on the outside of the bread, you know, little struggle slices in the plastic wrapper. Those are going in the whole thing all together, and next thing you know, you're chewing on plastic. So, I've met some people like that. Sometimes the guy that's from the backwoods is probably the best mechanic. He can fix anything. No certifications, no schooling, no training. Met guys like that before. You know, people that you think might be dumb as a box of rocks, kind of intelligent. So 2 sides of the coin on that. But certifications to me, once again, are a good thing. They look good on paper. It's something you throw on a resume. And that's a big thing in itself. Your resume. When you sit there and you have all these certs, and you could pull out your nice little binder. I think I got one in here. If I could find the right drawer, if I could open it, it's got paperwork and all kinds of stuff in it. But it's kind of a mess. We're not even gonna worry about that, guys. It's my child. I need my wife to come and clean up after me. So, when you go sit down in an interview and go about your resume, and you guys both are reading it, because usually when you go to interview, you bring another copy, you hand it to whoever's interviewing, you talk back and forth, and hey, this is my experience, this is my credentials, all that stuff. They're going to sit there and say, oh, well, Mr. Joe, you have Skyjack, JLG, Peterbilt, all this stuff, excellent. If I only have a couple years of experience, am I going to get the job? Probably not. If half the time when I go to an interview with the certs that I have, I don't even mention them. 9 times out of 10, I'm usually told, Mr. Walker, Mr. Joe, you're hired. Come on board, all that stuff. Drop your box right here and start on Monday. I think experience outweighs the, certifications. I mean, like I said, they're just a test. It's just going through and showing you could click the right answers and roll on with it. Now, as far as an ASE test, something highly accredited in the automotive industry, I think you could use it as a bargaining chip to possibly get more money. I think it definitely holds people at a higher standard. Oh, this guy's an ASE Master Tech. He's been doing it for 15 years. Fantastic, let's bring him on board. I think that holds a lot more weight, especially if you have the experience to go with it. I mean, to be honest with you, an ASE certs versus equipment mechanic certs, I guess in my industry it'd hold up a little bit more weight. But to me, an ASE cert's not going to help me out any in the field I'm in. Going along with ASE certifications, not only do you have that, factory training. Guys, factory training is a big deal. I think if, being that I work on a lot of Kubotas, if I started going to more, if my company would provide that, or if I could find Kubota classes to go take to build up my knowledge, I might look into going into a Kubota dealership or like a Kubota based shop or a John Deere shop or something of that nature. Would it make me look better if I went and got all those certifications and then took my experience plus those certs? Absolutely. They would definitely we need this guy. So that's a fantastic thing. Does it help financially as far as money goes? I think, like I said, it's a good bargaining chip to have. A certification is a great thing to sit there, hey, I took my time and I'm invested in this field. So, next up on that list, guys, with all, the ASE certs and manufacturer certs and whatever little things you can have. And I'm not sure if Timken still does it, the bearing company. I think they have certifications. Napa has certifications. If you honestly Google, you can honestly do free Google or free certifications for automotive, see what pops up, and just start taking them. If it's free, it's for me, right? And that's the second, or that's whatever part of this, 5th, 20th, 80th, I don't know. It's kind of flying by my seat in my pants right now. I haven't really had time to prep for this, but with that being said, if you have the opportunity to take certification classes, I don't care if it's CPR, if it's for whatever, if it's, how to chew gum underwater, take it. If the company's paying you to take those, take it. If they're giving it to you for free, hey, you're not getting paid for this, but it's there, take it. Guys, it kind of sets you apart from the rest of the crowd. I saw a Facebook post on one of the pages I'm on. Guy was kind of a little irritated, the company not paying for his time to go take classes. Guys, knowledge is worth more than the dollar amount you get paid. All right? Let's face it, if you have more stuff up here, the thing between your ears, you're going to go a lot further. So if you don't want to do it, it's a boring subject, we're talking about, oil filters. That is all our class is about, is how an oil filter is made, what its functions are, micron ratings, all that stuff. try to stand up, drink some water, try to stay awake, and get it over with and done with. At least you have that. Looks good. Hey, I sat through an 8-hour lecture on how an oil filter's used and what it's good for and why it's beneficial to an engine. I know, random thing, but kind of a thought. So in that sense, take all the classes you can get, guys. Personally, with the rental company that I was working for years ago, we had list upon list upon list of free e-learning. So I'd bring my company laptop home, crack open a couple beers, sit there, watch videos on the computer, drink beer, and click buttons, and get little certifications just rolling in. I'd walk up to my boss, hey, I was on the computer for 4 hours last night, and he'd pay me for it. I've also worked at companies where, hey, if you complete these, 6-hour classes, you'll get a 50-cent raise. And you sit there, go through it, and go through it, and go through it, and eventually, the company I worked on would do a hands-on test, and you get your raise. So you can't go wrong with that. I've also worked at companies, well, guess what? If you want it, it's here. We're not paying you for it, but it's free. Go ahead and take it, guys. It might not benefit you at the place you're at, but eventually it's possible to benefit you in the future. And that's what everything is all about, is what can you do in the future? Do I want to be doing this for another 40, 50 years? No. I enjoy it, but, probably another 10, 15 years, and I'll move on to something where I'm not killing myself every day. Who knows? Maybe, I'm running a shop sitting behind the desk talking to people all day. Who knows? But that might help you further along to where you really want to go. I've got certifications, prior jobs as a road ranger, where it's all FEMA-based stuff, for the disaster stuff. I've got cybersecurity certifications. They do anything for this career path that I'm in right now? Absolutely not, but I have them. So it is what it is. But guys, that's kind of my thoughts. Hopefully it wasn't too jumbled up for you. If you're not subscribed, I would highly recommend you do subscribe. I mean, maybe you like to see my cute face a little bit more. And I know I don't have my hair down, but there's other videos where I do have it down. I'm looking cute, I think. I hope. Unless you like hearing my voice, subscribe for that. I've been told I'm like Frank Sinatra. It's that charming, beautiful, harmonious voice coming out. I don't know. I'm stupid, guys. I've mentioned this several times. I'm not that bright. I'm that idiot on the damn cell phone talking, the tablet, the computer, whatever you're watching this on. So it is what it is on that. Also, just for funsies, guys, we've talked about broken pour and all that stuff. I am going to leave a link to Joko Engineering, to his version of his video. Great dude. Love talking with him. He's doing something similar to this. Kind of want to see how we compare in thought process, but gonna leave a link in that, or at least to his channel. And for funsies though, drop a comment what type of beer or whiskey or booze you're drinking this weekend, or if you're not a drinker, leave a comment on what you're working on. All right, at least it's fun for me to kind of interact with you all on that level. But other than that, guys, have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. Take it easy and keep wrenching.